First story: How I Met a Girl in College. Freshman year, chemistry, new group, all strangers. I arrived early for a couple, waited. I noticed a beautiful girl near the classroom. I approached her, got to know her, and got to talking. I complained that I didn't like chemistry and was a little afraid of it. She agreed. Yes, it's a terrible subject. She is afraid too. But who has it easy nowadays? The lecture started. I pull her with me to the back rows and offer to continue our acquaintance there. She nods. The crowd of students drags me along with them. Everyone is seated. I catch a glimpse of my new acquaintance. I wave. I'm here. She waved at me affably too. And then she went up to the pulpit and, hello students, my name is doesn't matter. I'll be teaching organic chemistry. Curtain. I'm a former teacher. Started right out of university. 21 years old. I was often confused with students. I will say that is not offensive when a student considers you a junior. It's offensive when the new cleaner chases you out of the teacher's law with a rug. Second story: Africa at home. The fight against those who like to make the heat even hotter has reached a new level for me. I come to visit my parents, and my parents almost always have some kind of animals at home. My mom is a veterinarian. I open the door and I realize that at home, sauna. The windows are open, the most hell in the hall. I go in, I realize the electric fireplace is working. I go to the fireplace and I see a meerkat lying there contentedly, spread out, warming himself. It's FG cold in +30. I turn off the fireplace, curse at the meerkat. I go to the kitchen and cook something. Sometime later I hear, again humming. The fireplace was turned on again. I go in, again the meerkat is sitting contentedly, again the fireplace is working. I chase the meerkat away again. Turn off the fireplace. Well, I think maybe the fireplace didn't turn off the first time. After a while, history repeats itself. It becomes clear that the meerkat is turning on the fireplace. I unplug the fireplace, but the meerkat rebels, starts yapping and making vicious lunges. And meerkats have small but sharp teeth. I had to leave the meerkat in another room. Then his anger descended on the door. The beast dug, yapped and scratched until my parents came and turned on his fireplace. The meerkat came to my parents in spring. Someone picked him up, emaciated, on the street and brought him to my mom for treatment. Apparently, one of the exotic animal lovers could not cope with such an exotic animal and threw it away, as it often happens. My parents fed and warmed him. That's how he stayed. At some point, the meerkat realized that the warmth in the apartment becomes when you press a certain button. After putting 2 plus 2 together, he started to turn on the fireplace himself by pressing the bottom with his head, his back, or his butt. And if the fireplace is turned on, he lies down dozing, but if they try to turn it off, he gets hysterical. And the fact that it's +15 in the hut, well, that's people's problem. He's at home, and you're a guest. Third story: There is something hidden under the jacket. The other day at the store, after paying for the goods, I was walking away from the cash register, and the security guard jumped up to me. "Young man, please unzip your jacket, because I suspect that you have something hidden under your jacket." "I have nothing to hide. Unbutton my jacket, no pity." "Ah, it's the stomach." The guard nodded satisfied. The man lifted my spirits for the whole day. Fourth story: Didn't figure it out. My wife works as a nurse in a hospital. Yesterday, my wife comes home from work and says, "They gave me a paycheck, $80 less than usual. This time, it was only $160 for the month." Me: "Why? Wife, I asked the accountant, what's the matter? Why the salary was cut? They're shouting everywhere that the government has allocated a huge amount of money to increase the salaries of all medical workers." Accountant: "Well, yes, the law came out, but I have not yet figured out how to calculate your wages correctly. So I gave you all the minimum wage. They said on TV yesterday that nurses get $350 a month. My wife is a nurse. She only brings home $120. A question for knowledgeable people. How can I get my wife to bring home all of her paycheck? Fifth story. In response to rambunctious children. Hold my pointer. I am an English teacher. There are many classes, there are many students, there are similar cadres. One in particular stands out. Let him be called name. Most of the time, the child is like a child, except that he is very weak in studies and does nothing. But if something offends him, and it can be absolutely anything, and at any moment, he instantly blushes red, right up to his ears, and as if he goes mad in a second, roars inhuman noises, wants to destroy everyone. In the second grade, such situation occurred several times. Dealt with them together with the class teacher, a saintly woman with inexhaustible patience. At the end of the year seemed to be easier. I hoped that after the summer he would return matured and more adequate. September was fine, but that was the end of my luck. The lesson is going on. We are working. I'm explaining the topic. The children are writing. Name has covered himself with the textbook and is fiddling with something at his desk. His neighbor raises his hand, saying, "My name, name draw on the desk." And name has such a thing. Yes, I say name. Stop drawing on the desk. Name in a second sweeps all that was on the desk on the floor, jumps up, red, eyes wild, yells, "I did not draw," jumps up to his neighbor, and with all his might hits him on the head with the textbook. The neighbor screams. I rush to save him. I grab the textbooks, not letting him hit the kids with them. I try to calm the name down. He yells, "I do not hear you. You are nothing to me. I'll show you what happens if you make me angry." He snatches the textbooks from my hands. He is very strong at such moments, and beats me with them. I manage to take them back, still trying to calm him down. Name, left unarmed, doesn't hesitate for a second to grab a fallen pencil from the floor. You know, there are soft plastic pencils that break in one or two, and there are very hard wooden ones. Name has the second option. He breaks the pencil in two and flies with these wooden splinters, one in each fist, at his unfortunate neighbor, who has already moved a few meters away from the desk. The kids, seeing this, screech and scurry away from the name to the far side of the classroom, knocking over chairs and desks. I, like a Saiga on salts, leap across the same overturned furniture to catch the name. Name waves the pencil shards in my direction. I'm scared. My backward thoughts flies through my head. It's good that he's lower than me. He won't gouge my eyes out, but it's no problem at all to stick it in my stomach. I repeat, he's very strong in his rage, like a grown man. Somehow I manage to grab Name by the arms, pull out the remains of the pencil, throw Name out of the office in a completely uneducational way, and close and lock the door. He bangs on the door from outside. The children stand against the wall, pale. Name's done this before, but never this bad. I calm everyone down, sit down, finish the lesson. 5 minutes were left. Name continues to burst for the first couple of minutes, then quieted down. I line the kids up in a closed classroom. I open the door carefully. He's gone. I take the children to their class, explain the situation to the class teacher, and go back to my room to teach the rest of the lessons. Honor and respect to our school. The reaction was immediate. Already in the next lesson, the head teacher of the elementary school cautiously approaches me and asks me to step back for a few minutes. I leave the children's assignment. Although, I repeat, if something happens to them in my absence, I will be put in jail. I follow her to the psychologist's office, where Naeem, whom teachers and vice principals spent half an hour searching all over the school, and his grandmother are already sitting to tell the situation from the first person. Their grandmother is old and can't sit at school for long, so we need to come right away. We walk into the office. Name turns around at the sound of the door opening, sees me, and hisses at me like a cat, wrinkling his face. Grandma is terrified. Name, what is this? But stop it, what a nightmare, Name. Psychologist asks to come back later, because the child just clamped down. I come back and finish the lesson. After the bell, Name and grandmother come in. Name is happy. He runs to me. Hello, can I help you wipe the blackboard? I love to help so much. I love English so much. And it's really true most of the time. Name and I have a good relationship. He kind of loves me. And the fact that a while ago he hit me with a textbook, tried to stab me with a pencil, and hissed. That's all. The attack has passed. We've forgotten. The grandmother starts talking, saying, I'm sorry, it's a nightmare. We'll work, of course. But he's just such a fair child. He reacts so keenly to injustice. That boy who said Name dropped. He is a B. That's B. Direct quote. And of course, Name is hurt. I can't tell Grandma what I think directly. I carefully say that yes, of course, he is very fair, and he likes to help very much, and this and that. But you do realize that such a reaction of a child is not normal. It's dangerous for the people around him. And how will he live his life if he doesn't learn to control his anger? After all, high school is coming soon, senior high school, and suddenly the army, work, so many difficulties around. Yes, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Kids are so hard now. It's hard on him. It's the kids who have a hard time with him. It's the teachers who have a hard time. He's fine. He's standing there, smiling ear to ear. They let him wipe the blackboard. His grandmother says, Name, you wanted to say something to the teacher, right? Oh, yes. I'm sorry I hit you. Well, sometimes I just get emotional, and I can't control it, and runs happily into the hallway. Guys, those aren't his words. These are the words of some untrained psychologist. You can't say such things to children, that they can't control themselves. It's an attitude and a block on attempts, or parents. And he carries these words proudly, like a banner, and does whatever he wants. Because he's like that, he can't control himself in anger. And the whole school can't do anything about it if the parents refuse to see the full picture of the asshole that is happening to their child. I think I'm gonna change careers. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe.